Hey there, Lexies. Welcome back to the channel. I'm back with another sit down video, and today we're going to be talking about how to step into your feminine energy. Cue the intro. Okay, first things first, make sure you understand your why. I think it's great that there's a lot of talk around being feminine, stepping into your feminine energy, losing your masculine energy, but it's important to understand why you are doing it. The reason for that is if the reason is external, meaning that you're doing it for male validation, you're trying to change yourself because of a love interest, you're doing it because you feel bullied into doing this, it will not be sustainable. And even if it is, you're going to live a life that doesn't feel authentic to you. So make sure that your why is internal. Number two, you want to do an audit of your life. Now that you've decided that you want to step into your feminine energy, you're going to look around and you're going to remove anything that you have done, said, wore, been for the male gaze. And here's why. Doing things for the male gaze still communicates to yourself and to your brain that your motive is external. Will you attract a certain level of men by becoming more feminine? Sure you will. But that is not the reason for doing it. Does that make sense? If you do the audit and you still like some of the things, that you like them, not because someone else was going to respond a certain way, by all means, keep it. Other than that, it can go. All right, number three is to recognize that hyper-independence is a defense mechanism / coping mechanism. A lot of women who've grown to be very hyper-independent sometimes start in childhood. They grew up learning that they had to do a lot of things themselves, that people can't be relied on, that if you want to do something right, you have to do it. Things like that. But I'm not one of those people that subscribes into everything being from your childhood. I think sometimes we develop this as we grow as well. So maybe in your adult years, maybe your dating experiences, you've been with men that you could not depend on. You've been with men that you've tried to be soft with, but ultimately you were disappointed, which made you harden. And that's okay. Just recognize that this has been your body's way of coping and protecting you. But you are safe and you can let it go. Number four is to surround yourself with like-minded women, but don't be afraid to go at it solo. While the ideal situation is that all your friends are on board, or you magically go somewhere where you meet a bunch of women that are also interested in the same thing that you are, a lot of times any journey is going to start with a lone thought that comes to you that you're convicted by, and sometimes people around you won't align with that. And so in the process of building that new community, don't be afraid to make the changes alone. Naturally, you will attract more women that are like this and are living this lifestyle the more you continue to follow your heart and your journey. Number five is going to ruffle a couple feathers, but watch your volume. This is coming from someone who naturally has a megaphone in her throat. I grew up a cheerleader. I grew up in a house with 4 kids. I'm Nigerian. And if you know anything about us, we're very passionate people. We express ourselves very aggressively and loudly at times. So it did not come natural for me. But guess what? This goes back to what I said in the beginning. I didn't choose to go on the journey to impress anyone or to prove that I could be a certain way. I got to a certain point in my life that I recognized that the volume that I was speaking in was a direct correlation with my nervous system. So this really has nothing to do, again, with what people are going to think of you. It's more of a way to regulate yourself. A lot of times when you are projecting your voice, you're doing it because you want to be heard. You're doing it because you think it's more effective. But you see how I'm talking to you right now? Are you paying any less attention to me because I'm not wailing? Yeah, didn't think so. Number 6 is to do a closet purge, right? Go through your clothes and look at all the things that feel feminine to you. Emphasis on to you. What are the pieces that when you put on, you feel your sexiest, right? You feel comfortable in them, but you also feel feminine. Those are the ones that you're going to keep. Everything else you throw away, you donate, you give it away. Now, I understand that your budget may not support number 6, do it at your own pace. If you have to get rid of it in increments, that's okay too. But your goal should always be to end up with a wardrobe that reflects how you feel on the inside. And last but not least, know that it's a marathon, not a sprint. This is going to be a journey that will take time. It's okay if you mess up. Sometimes I catch myself screaming at the top of my lungs in excitement. Sometimes I catch myself wanting to buy things at the spur of the moment that I know ultimately don't fit the energy that I'm going for. Does that make sense? You will still slip up because that's life and that's growth, but just understand that you can be kind with yourself and offer compassion in those moments. And know that if you've been like this all your life, change does not happen overnight. So you're going to give yourself time and space to fully transition into the woman that you are becoming. I hope you took something from this video. If you did, definitely comment down below. Share your journey so far. Are you just at the beginning of it? Are you somewhere in the middle? Did you make the commitment years ago? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.